Hey guys, what is up? It is your friendly neighborhood Uber Goose here, minimizing programs, and back with another ring run. This time we're starting with Polyphemus. So let's go. Let's have some fun. So I find it kind of, not comical, interesting that I recently talked about the Zach Jesse controversy in the Magic the Gathering community. And literally, I didn't find out about it by the time that I was recording the episode, but the day that I was recording that episode, there was actually a a very interesting sexual assault case. Not really sexual assault, I guess. It was, so it ended up being, I think it was like statutory rape or whatever. Basically, this 19-year-old kid met a girl online who claimed that she was 18. And they met up, they had sex, and turns out she was 14. And a lot of people would be like, well, how would you not realize she's 14? Alright, first of all, you haven't seen a 14-year-old if that's what you think. Especially not nowadays. They look like they're fucking in their mid-20s already. But basically what happened was she lied about her age, so he thought he was having sex with a girl of legal age, when it turns out that wasn't the case. And it would have been fine if the parents of the girl didn't call the cops, because apparently she was epileptic and it took her too long to get home, basically, so they called the cops to file like a missing persons report. They found out where she was, and they found out what happened, and then the cops pressed charges about the whole, that was a great hit, the whole underage sex thing. And she didn't want to press charges, the girl. She realizes that she made a mistake. The parents didn't want to press charges. The parents of the girl didn't. Nobody wanted to press charges, but the cops did it anyway. So the kid went to court, and the judge ruled, because he's a farty old white dude, and farty old white dudes, as you may know, are not the greatest at making level-headed decisions, and are frequently stuck in their dumb patterns of, you know, 50 years ago, of what culture was like 50 years ago. He literally, in his statement, when punishing this kid, which, by the way, the kid, I think, what happened? It was like he offered like a plea bargain. I mean, there was a lot of stuff that he was trying to avoid, obviously. He doesn't want to get put on the sex offender registry. Nobody wanted that to happen. Nobody involved in the case actually wanted that to happen, except the judge. So what the judge did was gave him the worst possible punishment of 25 years on the sex offender registry, which at age 19 may as well be a death sentence, to be completely honest, especially because he also can't use internet. He can't live at home because he has a 15-year-old brother. Also, the main reason that not using internet is a big deal, aside from the fact that literally everything requires internet now, is the fact that he was going into computer science, and can't do that now. So his entire future just got completely ruined by a judge who's upset that having casual sex by meeting on a internet service is a normal thing now. That's literally, the judge's statement was like, that's just part of our culture now. Meet, have sex, sayonara, it's immoral. Something like that, you know, like just this super fucking, whoops, that's not the button I wanted to hit. Just super fucking biased, super completely opinion based, right? Nobody in the case wanted it to happen, but the judge was being like, ooh, well, I'm not getting any, so fuck this kid. I'm gonna ruin his life. I don't know. It's fucking disgusting. It really is. Like, it's actually the most disgusting thing of all time. It really fucking upsets me. Mostly because, like, you know, I was talking about before, one of the biggest issues with cases involving, like, sexual assault is the fact that the person who committed the crime, whether it was even seen as a crime or not within the eyes of the people participating, you know, the second that your name gets put on that list, not only I'm sorry, oh god, okay, the second your name gets put on that list, no matter why, no matter how little it makes sense, whatever, it doesn't matter. If your name is on that list, your life is ruined, right? Because it's such a common thing that, like, I mean, the justice system punishes you for in a few ways, and then, you know, the community, the people punish you in other ways by ostracizing you, which is just utterly fucking ridiculous. But so anyway, this kid at 19, if this case doesn't get overturned, and this is the incredibly sad truth of the whole matter, is that I wouldn't be shocked if he actually went on to commit suicide, or at least attempt to commit suicide. It's actually, like, such a dramatic, like, it's seriously, like, his life's over, right? He has no way of making income, right? Because he can't use internet, and, like, such a large amount of places that offer jobs, like, honestly, probably in the realm of 90% or higher of places that offer jobs to people, you know, like him, require an online application, right? So he can't do that. Not to mention, because he's on the sex offender registry, he probably can't get a job because of that as well. He can't keep studying what he wants to study because he can't use internet for, like, you know, however long, which makes it impossible to pursue computer science. I don't know, the kid's life is over. Like, it's really fucking awful. Just because some farty old white dude, who's apparently an awful judge anyway, like, apparently this isn't the first time he's done something fucking retarded, got super pissed that this kid was getting more than him, I guess. I don't know. Honestly, the motivation just doesn't seem to add up. It's not a thing that makes sense. It's really fucking dumb. It really is. Like that, the second I heard about it, I got really upset. Just really upset. Whatever, man. What the fuck ever. And I would recommend reading about the case if it interests you more. I mean, I mean, you could probably find it on Google in like 3 seconds. It wouldn't take long to find it. Reddit also was in a complete and utter uproar about this entire case. And I don't fucking blame them. It was posted on Reddit, and every single person was like, what the fuck is wrong with this judge? He just ruined a kid's life. Like, he just straight up, sitting on his fucking high horse, just actually ruined a kid's life. There was nothing, like, and the worst part is, it also, just the idea of putting kids who have sex with somebody who is a few years younger than them and claims to be of legal age, putting people like that on the sex offender registry dilutes the sex offender registry, steadily making it more and more useless. Right? Because the point of it is to protect people from, you know, people who have committed sexual assault. And then you just slap a kid on there who was lied to by the girl, and what does that do? How does that protect people? It doesn't. It straight up doesn't. You know? The kid made a mistake. The girl actually which is the best part about the whole situation, I think. The girl actually was like, the whole time, was basically saying stuff along the lines of like, why can't I be punished? Like, I'm the one who lied to him. He didn't do anything wrong in his eyes. You know, he didn't actually do anything wrong. This is all my fault. And for a 14-year-old, that's impressive. But it doesn't matter, apparently. Because that's not a legal defense or whatever. And while that's true, it's still fucking bullshit. While it's true that it's not a legal defense, it is still fucking bullshit. And honestly, that's one of the bigger things that's the problem with the like sex offender registry and like, you know, just sexual assault cases in general, is the fact that there are so many things that are like technically fit the bill, but they're irrelevant compared to what is supposed to be on there, right? Like in this situation. It's actually not an uncommon thing that this sort of thing happens. It's definitely happened a large number of times before. But the problem is, god damn it. The problem is, no matter how bullshit it is, it's probably never gonna change. Because no politician in their goddamn right mind would try to argue in favor of, quite literally, you know, people who legally are considered the perpetrator of sexual assault, right? No politician would support that in their right mind. Now, obviously, we know better, and we know that's not really the truthful event, but, you know, a politician will be like, this needs to change. Innocent kids are being put on the sex offender registry. And then every fucking person who doesn't do any research at all is going to be like, you support rape. Right? Like, and then fucking headlines would be like, you know, insert politician supports pedophilia. No, they don't. That's not even remotely close to what this is, but whatever. You know, I'm not gonna, there's no way that I can convince you, so have fun. You know, and that's a big problem because it's really like a law that should change. It really is. But it won't. So people's lives are going to be ruined and, you know, indefinitely in the exact same situation. And it could have been prevented. Whatever. Anyway, it's fucking dumb. Let's move on to a lighter subject now that we're fucking 12 minutes into the run. I've been watching The International a bit. Not as much as I wanted to, but I've been watching it enough, I'd say. I mean, I'm gonna watch, like, I'll be watching the shit out of it. What day is today? I guess this is going up Thursday. So I'll be watching it, like, today until Grand Finals, a shitload. Because it goes until, Saturday, I believe, is when Grand Finals are going. That sounds right to me. Yay! Gupster item. I'm gonna actually go into the shop. I didn't want to because I only had 2 keys, but I'm gonna do it now. Just cause. It's greed. Fuck off, greed. I really hate you. You're actually like such a sack of shit. At least he gave me a key back. And I did earn money by coming in here. Yeah, I just so I just was watching, before I turned on the recording, I was watching LGD versus CDEC game 1. And CDEC might actually just fucking take the tournament. They're looking incredible. Legitimately, just fucking great. LGD is the team that most people were like, they're gonna sweep the tournament. Every year, there is one team that everybody is so convinced is gonna sweep the tournament. And this year, it's LGD. But fucking C-Deck was like, LGD who? What the fuck are you doing? And I mean, you know, I'm not gonna sit here and tell you that every year, when people have a team that they think is gonna sweep the tournament, it's happened. Obviously, it hasn't. But you know, it's a great gauge for who the best team probably is. Because I'm not saying like just people in general have a team that they think is gonna sweep the tournament. I mean like fucking pro players are like, you know, C-Deck or LGD is the fucking real deal. You know, like, who are you most worried to face in bracket? Oh, LGD, not close. You know, like these are people who fucking is their job to research other people and play against them. And they're the ones saying that fucking LGD looks insane. And I agree, LGD looks real good, but man, if LGD looks good, C-Deck looks fucking nuts. Also, historically, it's been pretty accurate. The pros' predictions for which team is going to be the ones to sweep it. It's been fairly accurate. For example, TI1. Well, TI1 was a bit of an interesting one because nobody was really practiced with the game. But when it came to European teams, they pretty much were like, gonna be a Chinese team all the way. There's no way a Chinese team won't win TI1, of course. There's no way. And then Na'Vi won. But if you actually look, if I'm not mistaken, the Chinese teams, when confronted about who are they worried about the most, it was Na'Vi. And that makes sense, because Na'Vi was pretty damn good. They were like the only ones practiced with the fucking game at the time. I don't know why I rerolled the Leech, mostly because I fucking hate the Leech so much that I'm willing to throw in my potential reroll on a Deal with the Devil to fucking get rid of it. Judgment. So yeah, like Na'Vi was kind of a fan favorite in TI1. They weren't like the 100% they're gonna win it all in everybody's opinion, right? But it was, hang on, that'll put me at 4. So but a lot of people were like, yeah, Na'Vi looks real fucking strong. TI2, no way it'll be anything but a Chinese team. You know, that's what we said TI1, but seriously, this time, no way. No way it won't be a Chinese team. Na'Vi made it to Grand Finals against a Chinese team of IG. IG took him down. TI3, Alliance is not a fair team. This patch makes Alliance look like they're fucking cheating, so if Alliance didn't win, it would be a shock. And lo and behold, Alliance win the entire tournament without dropping a set. But not only that, they didn't drop a game until Grand Finals against Na'Vi. So they lost a total of 2 games in the entirety of TI3. Pretty nuts. Yeah, pretty nuts. TI4? Alright, TI4 was kind of unpredictable. It was a weird patch. Everybody was super convinced that Razor was the fucking broken bullshit. Nobody was prepared for the death push strat that VG brought. So VG pretty much swept the brackets, made it to Grand Finals against Newbie. Newbie, the only ones who had a quarter of a fucking brain cell left to try and figure out how to beat the incredibly easy to defeat death push strat, absolutely fucking stomped them in Grand Finals. And then everybody still went on for fucking weeks about how overpowered Death Push was, not realizing that it was the thing that lost the TI4 finals. But whatever, you know, people are very biased, and really when they think about the TI4 Grand Finals being boring, they're like, well, Death Push, every commentator was talking about Death Push, so Death Push sucks, right? It's fucking broken as shit, man. Damn it. The TI5, coming into TI5, the predictions were, everybody was hopeful Na'Vi would do something. Whoops. Yeah, not a lot of people were convinced Na'Vi would do something. It was more of a hopeful thing than anything. It's like, oh, Na'Vi looks really good finally. They have like a reasonably good team now. Again. But whoops. And so that was one prediction. A lot of people are also they've been saying a lot of stuff about the Chinese teams, which is very reasonable. China looks very insane at this one. I mean, honestly, the only TI where China didn't look like the strongest was TI3. And that was a fucking anomaly because Alliance was just so fucking good at that patch. Like, most people actually don't seem to understand how good Alliance was in that patch. Like, it was like a custom-made patch for Team Alliance. Because, first of all, obviously they, you know, only dropped 2 games in the entire tournament, and they were both in Grand Finals. But also, like, the second that a new patch came out, nerfing the old strategies, you know, essentially making Rat Dota worse. Which, if you don't know what Rat Dota is, it's basically split push, but it's like split push on fucking steroids. It's kind of absurd. You basically spend the whole game acting like a rat, which is to say, you know, when you enter a room and there's a rat in the room, and you turn the lights on, where does the rat go? He fucking runs away, right? That's Rat Dota. And like the patch came out nerfing Rat Dota. Not like dramatically so, but enough. And then Alliance just fucking fell off the face of the goddamn earth. They did so bad after that shit got nerfed. So bad. It's gonna be this way, I think. Gotta go through the big room, I'm pretty sure. Like, Alliance was unstoppable on that patch, and then became immediately stoppable as soon as it got changed. It was seriously maybe the most easily predictable TI of all time. But everybody remembers it so fondly because the Grand Finals were sweet. And that's true. The Grand Finals may have been the best Grand Finals. Oh, shit. They may have been the best Grand Finals of any TI. But honestly, the rest of the tournament was not really that interesting. It was a fairly boring build-up to a really good Grand Finals match. But everybody remembers the Grand Finals. They have memory of fucking Goldfish. And they're like, ah! Look at how good TI3 was. Links the Grand Final. Ah, but also look at how bad TI3 was, you fucking dumb idiot. Links every other game. I don't know. I mean, I'm not saying TI3 was bad at all, by any means. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying people have the memory of Goldfish, and they remember the Grand Finals being awesome, so they just assume the rest of the tournament was great. Which, I mean, it was okay. I don't know if I'm coming across in a way that it sounds like I'm saying that it was fine. Probably not. Like, it was still enjoyable, but it had a lot of problems. Because it was seriously the most uninteresting to predict TI ever. Because of just how fucking, I don't know, If anybody told you that not Alliance would have taken down TI3, you'd fucking laugh at them. Alliance was the team that was actually innovating. Like, that was what they were doing. Every other team was stuck in an old meta, and Alliance was like, hey, yo, how about, hear me out, how about we do something where we go for the throne, and that's it. How about, because you win the game by killing the throne, we just fucking kill the throne. Why did this pop up on screen again? It's weird. I don't know why that did. I've disabled that like 8 times. I don't know. BattleNet's weird. Well, fuck this room. Fuck this room. See ya. Alright. Yeah, every other team was so stuck in an old meta of basically, you know, just playing their own game, playing the classic laning phase to mid game to late game, take a fight, kill their throne, right? That was the strat. And that's honestly, that's still kind of the strat today. But the meta today is a lot more fluid. There are people who will go off and rat. You know, that's a thing that happens. Before TI3, not really. And it kind of makes me sad too. So if you don't know who Eternal Envy is, he's a pro player currently playing for Cloud9 in Dota 2, and he's a great player. And everybody who's ever played with him says that he's the most motivated player they've ever played with. And he's really, really good. But no matter what he does, he cannot win a tournament. Cloud9, as long as Eternal Envy's been on it, which I think has been literally all of its lifetime in Dota 2, has never won a tournament. They've had second place an unreasonable amount of the time. And that's the C9 curse. And it's so sad because Envy is such a good player. And Alliance, the Alliance that won TI3 so easily, that's a good pickup, so easily, was the Alliance that had Eternal Envy, nice, that had Eternal Envy on it. Before, well, after he fucking got kicked. I don't actually remember the whole story about why he got kicked. I just know that he got kicked from no Tidehunter, and then they went on to become Alliance. They got sponsored by, you know, the Evil Geniuses brand, which, you know, is that's what Alliance is a subset of. So like Envy was like the main reason the team existed in the form that it did. And then he got kicked and replaced by EGM. And then that team just fucking swept TI. And it's so sad because Envy still doesn't win shit. There's a great picture though. It's like scientists still baffled by one man's unbelievable ability to always fuck it up, I think. Something like that. It's really good. It has a picture of Envy, of course. It's a really funny picture, but it's also very sad because it's very true. Envy is just such an unpredictable kind of guy. He's very momentum based and emotional player. So if the team isn't doing well, then he will not play well. Also, one thing that he tends to do quite often, which he's admitted to, is that if the game is going poorly, all he fucking does is create chaos. That's his strategy. If they're losing a game, his strat devolves into nothing but create chaos. Because if he doesn't know what's going on in the game, neither do they. Sure, yes, why not? And that's why everybody who in the Dota scene considers themselves a C9 fan is like, you know, I don't have I don't have the money to continue going to the fucking hospital every time I get a fucking heart attack watching C9 play. My medical insurance doesn't cover this shit, Envy. What the fuck? But, yeah, and so the reason that I'm bringing this up and the reason that I'm saying it's so great is that No Tidehunter had multiple occasions where they completely just had a strategy that nobody would have even fucking considered until they did it. Why did that take so long to explode? For example, there's a great clip of Toby-Wan, one of the best Dota 2 commentators of all time, just because he's so fucking interesting to listen to, and he hypes up everything. And it's not like fake hype, it's like legitimate hype. He has a famous clip where he says, well, and he's Aussie as well, so he's like, nobody has ever done that in the history of Dota. Of course, with the R, because Aussie. Aussie. But it's so funny, and the thing is, that clip revolves around, I love how I didn't get a single other item. That was good, at least. It revolves around a No Tidehunter strategy. No Tidehunter, of course, is the team that I'm referring to, which was Alliance before they were Alliance. Alliance when they had Envy. And the strat that they did, so if you don't play Dota and play like League or something, let's just pretend like you play League then. Everybody knows League. Basically, the strat involved, there's this one hero, Nature's Prophet, who is still to this day Admiral Bulldog. He's technically Alliance still. I don't know. He like doesn't play or something, but he's still on Alliance's team. I don't know how it works. Whatever, it's fucking weird. Anyway, it's still his like most successful hero, and he's super famous for it. Nature's Prophet is really unique because he has a global teleport on a 20-second cooldown. Once you max it out, and you can teleport literally anywhere on the map. You know, you click a point on the map and you're there in like 5 seconds or whatever. And so what happened in this strategy, Admiral Bulldog was on Nature's Prophet, and what he did was he used his global teleport to get into the Roshan pit, right? And Roshan's the big baddie, he's the boss, he's like the Baron Nashor. As you may know, Baron Nashor is, well, Nashor is a sort of reverse of Roshan, kind of anagram, so they both keep the sh noise. But anyway, he's a big boss, and there are strategies where you do Roshan at level 1, because he starts on the map, even at the very beginning of the game. And there are strats where you kill him at level 1. And the reason that's so big is because if 5 people are splitting XP at level 1, killing Roshan, your entire team will be level 2 before the creeps spawn, if you do it fast enough, of course. And obviously that's gigantic, but it's very risky as well because it's hard to do. You kind of need a very specific lineup, and you know, the other team might check Roshan pit, and if they check Roshan pit, you're gonna die because Rosh hits so hard. And so also you're in a fucking pit, so your positioning is real bad. But basically what they did was Bulldog global teleported to that spot. The rest of the team smoked, and smoke just makes you invisible, gives you extra move speed for like 20 seconds. There's 3 smokes in the shop that restock every 7 minutes, and so it's very, very cool consumable, and it just hits an AoE around the guy who uses it. So, and it gets cleared if you walk too close to an enemy hero or a tower. Really cool item. Anyway, they smoke, they run down to the enemy jungle near the Rosh pit, right? Bulldog then suicides into Roshan, right? He walks up, dies. That pops up on the screen saying Admiral Bulldog has been slain by Roshan. Other team is like, oh fuck, what? And then they run to the pit because they're like, oh shit, they're doing it. They just fucked it up. He got bashed because Rosh has a bash, hits you and you get stunned. And he can bash lock you if you're super unlucky. So it's like, oh, he got bashed. Oh god, check the Rosh pit. So then like 3 people run to the Rosh pit to check it. One of them pokes their head in. They see nothing. And then No Tidehunter swings behind them and kills them. They kill, I think they only got 2 people. The third one escaped. right? But they had the positional advantage being behind them, and then they killed them. At level 1, they made Bulldog suicide into Roshan to make the other team think that they were doing Roshan, to bait them into the pit so they had a positional advantage to kill 2 of them before creep spawned. How fucking ridiculous is that? Nobody would have thought that. Nobody ever would have thought that. And that's where the Toby-Wan clips comes from. Nobody's ever done that in the history of Dota. Anyway, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed this episode. If you did, please be sure to leave a like and subscribe if you haven't already so you can see more Isaac in the future. My mind exploded. Goodbye.